Welcome back, and thank you for continuing to join us throughout this day during the 6th year of celebrating Clemson through Give Day. As a reminder, through Give Day, we aim to support scholarships. Students are at the heart of everything we do. When you make a gift to Clemson, you support scholarships that allow aspiring Tigers to attend our university. Broaden horizons. When we give, we broaden the possibilities in and beyond these hills. Give to Clemson so that Clemson can continue to give back. Creating opportunities. Your gift helps create life-changing experiences for students in South Carolina and beyond. The support Tigers receive inspires them to create significant change and make us all proud. And finally, move Clemson forward. The Clemson family is built on a foundation of giving. Giving back allows us to create opportunities to move Clemson forward together. And with that is a great story that I'm so excited to have these guests with us today to talk about how they work together to be able to provide scholarships, broaden horizons, create opportunities, and to move Clemson forward. It is with great pleasure that I welcome George and Karen Wyatt and the Anderson Area Clemson Club President, Jordan Christian. Karen, George, Jordan, welcome. How are you?
Great.
Good. Thank you for having us.
Well, we are so excited to have y'all here with us on Give Day. Remember, everyone out there, hashtag Clemson Give Day. But I want to start with you two, Karen and George. Karen, George, you currently live in Anderson County. Are y'all originally from that area?
Well, I pretty much grew up in this area, but I was born in France. I didn't come to the States till I was almost 3, and I've been here ever since.
Her dad was in the military. She was an American citizen at the time. I'm Anderson County indigenous product. I was born here, raised here, worked here all my life.
So although you, Karen, you came kind of in a roundabout way to the area, the heartstrings are there in the area for you too, right?
Sure.
Well, fantastic. I see that you each graduated from Clemson twice. Tell us about your paths to Clemson.
You just keep going first. You're doing a great job.
Well, when I was growing up, neither of my parents attended college, and it wasn't really, I can't say, oh, I've been going to Clemson ball games since I was a little girl. I didn't attend my first football game until I was a freshman at Clemson. But really what led me to Clemson, I'm kind of ashamed to say, but honestly, my sister, who's a year older, went to the University of South Carolina, and she told me very quickly that I wasn't to follow her around, that I needed to go somewhere else. So I said, well, I'll go to Clemson. Best decision I ever made.
Second best decision you ever made.
And how about you, George?
It's all I ever knew. I was going to the football games when I was 8, 10, 12 years old. And neither of my parents went to university, but they both wanted me to go to college. And so that's what I did. And Clemson was really the only place on my radar screen, Bubba. Went through and graduated in 82 in electrical engineering. And then after I got my job with the power company, it was Duke Power, I went back and got an MBA, and I finished that in 88. I think Karen finished her MBA in education in
86.
86, and we were married in 88. So the whole thing came together in the late 80s.
I love it. I love it. And you all are a solid orange family, I believe. Your 3 daughters, Hannah, Sydney, and Rachel, all graduated from Clemson. Sydney twice, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Was there ever any doubt for them that it was going to be Clemson?
I told them they could go anywhere they wanted, Bubba, but we would pay if they went to Clemson.
I love it. I love it. Now, Jordan, now your home is also solid orange with both you and your husband, Matt, both being alumni. Did the two of you meet at Clemson?
We did. We both met while we were students at Clemson. Although we didn't start dating until after we graduated, we did meet at Clemson. And then we've made our home here in Anderson. We're both from the upstate, but neither one of us are native to Anderson. My husband's from Union and I'm from Lawrence. But we have made Anderson our home.
Fantastic, fantastic. What was your path to Clemson coming from Lawrence?
So I am a third generation alum. My grandfather went to Clemson, my mother went to Clemson, my uncle went to Clemson, my sister went to Clemson. There was no other path for me. Actually, coming out of high school, Clemson was the only school I applied to.
I love it. I love it. Now, you're currently serving as president of the Anderson Area Clemson Club. Share with us how you got involved as a volunteer leader with an Alumni Association affiliate group.
So when I graduated from college, I took a job on Capitol Hill. And when I went up to DC, I got involved with the Young Alumni DC Club up there. And so when I moved back down to Anderson, I knew I wanted to stay involved. And I met the current president, which is our past president now, Melinda Keaton. And she just encouraged me to serve on the board because I had just basically been a member and gone to events when I was in the Young Alumni Club. And so I started serving on the board after we moved here to Anderson. And I took over as president last year.
Well, and that's a perfect segue. You took over leadership in a very difficult year. What are some ways that you and your club's board have been able to engage and interact with members of the Clemson family in the Anderson area in light of the pandemic?
So it's been hard. Last year, whenever I took over, we always have our annual scholarship fundraiser every July. And of course, last year that was in the heart of everything and we had to cancel it. That's when we raise our annual scholarship funds, is really through that event. And so we had to get creative and we started doing Clemson Squares for the football games and made that a virtual game where we were able to raise the money for our annual scholarship fund that we missed from our annual event.
Well, I want to come back to that scholarship fundraising that y'all have done for many years. But I do want to ask this just for those in the Anderson area and beyond. What are some activities that you and the club look forward to bringing back in the hopefully very near future?
Yes, we are doing our Solid Orange Clemson kickoff this July. We are planning to do it if everything looks the same as it does right now. We're going to be back at our in-person fundraiser in July here in Anderson at the Civic Center. And we are very much looking forward to doing that again and having our away viewing parties in the fall as well.
Well, I know I've attended that many times in the past. It's always a great time, and we look forward to being able to be in person with you all. And now, as I transition back, I want to speak to all three of y'all on this. Jordan, you talked about the annual scholarship that you all have given for years to an area student, and I know that you all were raising some funds to eventually make that into an endowment. Just a couple of months ago, the Anderson Area Clemson Club was able to establish that scholarship endowment, and I give a lot of credit to the three people that we've got with us right now. So, Karen, George, Jordan, how are y'all able to come together to make this happen?
Jordan, I'll go first. Karen and I were looking for ways to increase our giving. We had been involved with some scholarship giving for a couple of years, Bubba. And I noticed that my desire to see it more of an Anderson County centric type of gift happen. There wasn't a lot of opportunities for us to do that by ourselves. And a good friend of mine who's involved with the Alumni with Endowment, Doug Gray, pointed us toward you guys and said there may be a possibility to partner and fulfill that dream, make that come true. So that's what happened. And we're so thrilled that we're able to do this together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And just to be very frank with you, when I took over as president, which I knew I was going to before the pandemic, I told my husband, I said, I want to make this a personal goal of mine. Like, I want to see this endowment happen because it's something that we really wanted to work toward ever since starting our annual scholarship. So when I took over in the midst of the pandemic, I was like, oh, this is never going to happen now. I kind of thought it might be a pipe dream. And then we got the call from Doug and I was just ecstatic to hear. And I was kind of in disbelief, like, oh, wow, this is really going to happen. So thank you guys so much. This is so appreciated.
You're so welcome.
We're very happy about it too, Jordan.
Well, I think it's so exciting, the fact that it was a great example of, again, I use the term collaboration, but y'all were able to both, meet goals that will help students. And with an endowment, you'll help students from the area in perpetuity. And that's pretty cool right there. Whether it be with the club or, with George and Karen, I know y'all have done scholarships in the past. Sure, if you don't mind take a time for each of you to share how neat it is when you get that notification of a student having received a scholarship.
I'll go first, Jordan. We've done it a couple of times, and we get a very nice letter from the university, and we always have a named student. And we've never met these students, and I bring it home to Karen, and that's just another person that their life could potentially be changed in a huge way.
Like mine was, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, me too. And so it just, there's no way to accurately describe the thrill that you have for helping somebody else.
Absolutely. And I completely echo that sentiment. And it's exciting every year when we get the notification from the financial aid office and we see a student and where they graduated from high school in the county, and that, we made an impact on their life and possibly, we're a part of them becoming a Tiger.
That's just great. And that's, as we talked about Give Day at the very beginning, it's kind of what y'all have done, both of you, and working together. Both the Wyatts and the club, y'all have done such a great job of working together to offer those opportunities that, every amount can push a student to being able to get that degree, and it's just spectacular. So as we come to a close, I want to ask each of you the same pair of questions. So what makes Clemson special to each of you?
Jordan, you go first. You have
Okay. I'll say just being a part of the Clemson family forever. We have that alumni association, that alumni knit that I don't think a lot of other schools have. And every time you come back to Clemson, how close or how far away you live, you always feel like you're coming back home.
I agree. I echo that. Yes, for sure. The experiences, the friendships. I made some friends my freshman year, and they just attended, and we graduated in 1980. And they just attended my daughter's wedding in January of 2021. I mean, we're still friends, and it's just the experiences I had there. It's just amazing. Changed my life.
Not many things better than coming home to Clemson and getting to see everybody on that campus, which is so beautiful. I will say I love it out in business in the world across the country. Running into Clemson graduates, you automatically have a close bond, and it's inexplainable. I don't know how to tell you about it, but
And everybody wears their ring, and I love that.
it's real. It's a good thing.
Whether it be the ring or the paw, it says it all. So, and then looking at this endowment creation, what would you tell someone who is considering giving back to Clemson to support scholarships or endowments?
That's a great question, Bubba. I would tell them it's an investment that will yield many-fold return. I mean, there's not too many things that give you an eternal return, but an education is something you can't take away from a person. And I would encourage other families, like-minded people, to do similar things.
And I would just add that this is really your best chance for impacting the next generation of the Clemson family.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Jordan, Karen, George, thank you all so much for what you do for Clemson. Your giving back will continue to impact students from now on. Many of our Clemson clubs and special interest groups have annual scholarships and/or endowments. On this hashtag Clemson Give Day, you can make your gift to support one of these if you live in an area that has a Clemson club, and if that Clemson club does indeed have a scholarship or endowment. If you have been inspired to make a gift to create your own endowment or annual scholarship, please reach out to your development officer or to the annual giving office. If you have been inspired to volunteer to support Clemson where you live through working with a Clemson club, reach out to the Clemson Alumni Association. Remember, Today, we can do all these things and support Clemson and support Clemson students. Remember to make your gift today at clemson.edu/give day. Stay tuned for another Give Day segment a little later today. And George, Karen, and Jordan, can I get a go Tigers on 3? 1, 2, 3.
Go
Go
Tigers.
Tigers!